Hello again, YouTube. So, we got a vlog today, and I'm already going to forewarn you right now. I can already tell it's going to be long. So I'm sorry in advance, but I have to rant about something right quick. And this goes out to all the second job people. This goes out to everybody that has a second job, third job, whatever the fuck you got. Especially to the people that have a full-time job and a part-time job on top of that. Okay, now, don't get me wrong. Having a second job to help out with money is not a bad idea. But here, and I've talked about this for the past couple weeks, I got a second job at Dave & Buster's, of course. Well, the thing I didn't talk about was the amount of hours I can work there. The max amount of hours I can work in 1 week is 25 hours. The max amount of hours I can work at Regal is 30 hours average. That doesn't mean it has to be 30 hours in 1 week. You can work 40 hours 1 week and 20 the next, and it average out 20 or whatever the fuck it does. And if it goes over a little bit of 30, you're fine. So, in that case, bleeding, you get more money. Especially compared to Dave & Buster's, it's only 25. So, my problem being, I got my last paycheck from Dave & Buster's. I'm going to let you guys know. I don't really know if anybody cares how much I make. So, okay. My usual paychecks from Regal, and I might be breaking some kind of fucking rule saying this, but I don't really fucking care. Regal, my usual paychecks are anywhere from $380 to $400. On the high end, they're like $420 or $430. Occasionally. That doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes. Alright, so that's Regal. Dave & Buster's, I've only gotten 3 paychecks from them. 2 of them which are being legitimate ones. The first one was like my hiring check, where I got paid for orientation, which was like $60 fucking dollars. It was bogus, but whatever. So the other 2 paychecks were $380 and $350 something dollars. There's change and extra dollars in there, but I'm just rounding it. $380 and $350. $350 was the one I just got this past Thursday. I get paid every Thursday, or every other Thursday from Regal, and every other week I don't get paid from Regal on Thursday at Dave & Buster's. I didn't pick that, but it just so happened to be that way, so I'm like, whatever, cool. So that happened. Regal, I get paid $8.25 an hour. Dave & Buster's, I get paid $10 an hour. But the hourly rate is different. And I make more at Regal than I do at Dave & Buster's. Here's my problem. Dave & Buster's, if you are a game tech, which is what my job title is right now, level 1 basic game tech, when you start there, and anybody else, doesn't even matter if you start there or not, if you are opening that morning, you have to be there by 8 a.m. Alright, I'm not a morning person. If I stay up and I'm up at night, whatever, I'm a night owl. Alright. This is what gets me. And this happened to me twice within the past 2 weeks. Opening at Dave & Buster's, you have to be there by 8 a.m. Alright? Most of the times you work 8-hour shifts. This past week they switched me to 6-hour shifts, which I'm kind of pissed about. So I would work from 8 to 4. And at nighttime I have to be at Regal by as early as 5 or as late as 6. So I can work till 4. I can be fine. Whatever. They've cut it back to fucking 2 o'clock. Why? I don't fucking know. But they've done it. With breaks included too, of course. Well, if I'm 8 to 2, I don't take a break. If I don't choose to. Which I haven't done for any of the 6-hour shifts, so I don't fucking care. So, we're going to sit you guys down here right quick. So, sorry. So, what was I going to say? So, these 8 to 2 shifts are kind of annoying because if I get off at 2 and I have to be at Regal at, say, 6, I don't have anything to do for 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. They won't clock me in early at Regal. Well, sometimes they do, but not all the time. They don't clock me in early. Yeah. So, that time I could be working. Don't get me wrong, the work at Regal is nowhere near as hard as work at Dave & Buster's. So, can we sit down and you can see me, guys? Yes? Alright, I'm on my knees right now. I'm on my knees. Alright, so, this might become a new pose or something, who knows. So, my problem is, I can't really handle getting up at 8 a.m. and then going to Dave & Buster's and then getting off and then going to Regal and closing there and then opening the next day at Dave & Buster's yet again. This happened to me twice, like I just said, in the past 2 weeks. The one week it was 8 to 4 and the next week was 8 to 4, or 8 to 2, I mean. But it's fucking early, and I fucking hate it, and I wish they would get the fucking clue that I do not like mornings, and I fucking am a zombie if I come in the next day from closing anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's from Dave & Buster's or Regal. If I get off at Regal, it's usually, if it's on a weekend, it's usually 12:30. They let me off early tonight, thank God. Like 2 hours early, though, at Regal. I didn't work at Dave & Buster's today. But I just don't see myself doing anything with Dave & Buster's. Point being, I can't really do anything else with Dave & Buster's because if they gave me more hours, it still wouldn't be enough as Regal is. So my plan is, and this is going to sound fucking nuts, and this is going to be a big change, but my plan is I'm going to be putting an ad in this thing called the Jolton Shopper where I live at. It's like a little kind of advertisements, paid book thing they have. You can put advertisement in there. There's only one advertisement in that's for a computer repair place, but I'll break off into that here in a second. So, I'm thinking about going into self-computer repair where I put an ad in there, someone calls me, and I'll go to their house and pick up their computer, and then either one of two things can happen. Either if it's something that's not as bad, I can fix it right there, and I'll do it then, or two, if it's something that I can't fix there, I'll take it with me and bring it back. Now, and I'll tell you about the payment logistics too. Starting out at $60, I'll come out there just to look at it and tell you what I think about it and what you want to do from there. So yeah, that's about it. And from there, it dips off into if it's a virus removal, if it's a hardware problem, yada 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 yada, whatever. So this kind of feels soft. Oh, no, I'm kidding. That's fucking weird. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, so I'm thinking about doing that. And if that does pretty good, then I'm going to leave Dave & Buster's. So technically, I'm going to have 3 jobs. And on my personal Facebook, some of you aren't friends with me on my personal Facebook that are on here. But on my personal Facebook, I have under my job, what's it called, thing, what I'm employed as. I have Regal for Usher, Concessions, and Box Office. And then Dave & Buster's I have for Game Tech. And then I have a computer, self-repair computer thing on there too. So, I would just change that a little bit. And, yeah, so, I mean, if that takes off, then I'm going to leave Dave & Buster's. I'm going to stay at Regal. And now here's the other thing that I wanted to bring up. I brought that idea up to a manager at Regal. His name's Chris. He might see this video one day. Who fucking knows? Hi. He brought this idea up. Well, it was kind of in between both of us that came up with it. It was mostly him, but I referenced something that made him come up with it. So whatever. So anyway, I talked about doing that, leaving Dave & Buster's, doing the whole computer thing. And he was like, "Well, how much would you pay someone to like spread the word, basically being like word of mouth, be like, oh, hey, here's this guy, go to him." I said, "Oh, I don't know. What do you think would be a fair price?" He'd be like, "Oh, you can pay somebody like $20 or whatever." And I'm like, okay. So, I said, well, I'll hit you up on that. Maybe if it takes off or whatever. First, I'm going to try it out, Jolton Shopper ad, and then, try Craigslist for a little bit. And then, yeah, that's about it. And, he was like, "Well, what do you do with..." What did he say that came up with that? He said, "Oh, this is what I did. So I had this computer, and I showed it on the channel, and it was a Dell all-in-one desktop. It had touch screen, it's 23 inches, whatever. So, refrigerator just went off. It's a little bit quieter now. So basically what was wrong with it was the motherboard was fucked. So the guy gave it to me and I sold it on eBay. And yeah, that was it. But then I realized if I would have parted it out, I could have made a whole hell of a lot more money than I did. I could have, because I made about $250. I could have made at least $700 off of that fucking computer if I would have parted it out. And so I brought that up to him. And he was like, "Well, what kind of computer was it?" I was like, "Oh, it's an all-in-one. It had touchscreen, yada, yada, yada." He was like, "Well, what was wrong with it?" And I was like, "Motherboard." He was like, "How much is the motherboard?" And I was like, $200. He was like, "Okay, well, how much could you have made off the parts if you would have parted it out?" And I'm like, "Oh, probably like $600-700. And he was like, "Why didn't you do that?" And I'm like, "I didn't realize I could do that until after the fact." He was like, "What all did it have in it?" I said, "Well, it had a webcam, it had, of course, the plastic frames. It had a 1 terabyte hard drive, 8 gigs of RAM, or 4, or whatever it was. It had, of course, the video inverters, the 3D touch things. The screen still worked, all the wires in that, everything." And he was like, "Well, what about if you opened up a business buying people's computers that... in turn, you could take the computers and either part those out and sell them, or take the parts that actually worked and take another computer that fucked up and combine them together and make them Frankenstein computers and sell them off to the market. And call them your Franken-computer, your Franken-computer line product section." And this whole thing in between, we were spitting ideas off of each other in between both of those things that I just said with the Franken-computer and all the other shit. So he was like, "It wouldn't be a bad idea. I go into the business with you. What we would do is we would go and lease a building, and then you get all your supplies that you need." Sorry. I'll get all the supplies you need. You need at least some kind of internet there. You need all your tools. You need a soldering iron. You need you need your anything to do with computers, like the basic toolkits and shit. So yeah, you could buy old cell phones if you wanted to and make something out of those. If you could sell them on eBay, people in Africa buy the old cheap ass ones. You could sell those for like $30, yada yada yada. And I was like, well, that doesn't seem like a bad idea. So we got into that idea. We started talking about it, and he was like, well, see what your computer thing does first, and then leave Dave & Buster's. And if it takes off, we can do one of two things. Either I can spread the word on, or and I get $20, whatever, and they spread it to somebody else, and they spread it to somebody else, and it goes on and on and on and on, until it gets around Tennessee or whatever. And you get people to start to work for you. So, or you can go and start your own business with him. Sorry. God. Start your own business with him. And, yeah, and you can buy old, used computers and make something good or working out of it with someone that doesn't really have to do, like the old ones, like the Windows XP computers, they don't really have to do much as anything. Like my grandmother's laptop, all she uses it for is for solitaire, word processor, and storing pictures on the hard drive. That's about it. No bullshit. Like, that's about it. So, you could do that. You could make the desktops into servers if you wanted to. All this other stuff. So, that's been an idea. So, I think that Dave & Buster's is not going to be working out. Regal, because the manager position has been taken, I don't think anything's going to come out of that place too much, unless someone else leaves for some reason, which I don't really see happening, because the managers we have, the person that threatened to leave, I don't think is leaving now. The other guy, Chris, the guy, he would leave if I left. So yeah, there's no one that really would leave on the spot, because the only thing I can see that happens is if our general manager retires, then our assistant general manager will move to his spot, and then our second assistant general manager will move to his spot, and then our scheduling manager would move to our second assistant general manager spot, and then somebody else will move to our scheduling manager spot, and then that's it. You have to have someone cover that, because you're going to be down a manager. So, and they're full-time. So, that's the only thing we can really say anything about now, is if someone retires, like one of our assistant general managers or a general manager retires, because then it's a chain up thing. So yeah, that's all I can really say about that subject. I just wanted to rant really bad. So yeah, if you actually made it through this whole fucking video, congratulations. You probably watched the most horrifyingly boring video on YouTube, and I congratulate you. Golf clap. Golf clap. It's in order. Remember, like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and like the Bmp-man Facebook page being linked down below in the description, like it always is. I mean, I don't have to say this anymore, but it is anyway. And yeah, so the next video is probably either going to be... This was kind of a rant video. I wouldn't really consider it a vlog. I call it a vlog / rant. But, I mean, whatever. So the next video... Oh, let me say this before I turn the video off. I know I've said that on like every single fucking video that I've got on my YouTube channel since probably 3 months ago. But this. Okay, so I got an email, or my mom got the email, that the iPhone 6 Plus got sent. It's shipped. It's been sent. Through FedEx. Whatever. So, I should be getting that. It's scheduled to be here by Monday. It might come here today. Technically, it's today because technically today's Saturday because it's 12:47. But it might come later today. It might come Monday. Hopefully, it comes Monday because I'm not going to be here anytime today soon, because I got to be at Regal at 9:30 a.m. to 5, and I got to be at Dave & Buster's from 6 to 1:30 in the morning. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's happening. So hopefully the next video is going to be like I said in the last video, I want to do something cool with the iPhone 6 Plus unboxing. Because that will be the last video I record with this thing, hopefully. And yeah, so that's going to happen. So yeah. Yeah. We got that going on, and hopefully the next video is either that, or it's going to be a vlog, and because the whole Dave & Buster's thing has happened. I've already told you guys about that. This song is 20 minutes long. Well, it's going to be 20 minutes long before we finish this. We got the whole thing with the Dave & Buster's happening. The phone's going to be happening. The car has got some stuff going on with it. yada, yada, yada. My mom's got some stuff going on and tell you guys about that, even though no one really fucking cares, but, you know, I gotta do it anyway. So put my head here. Yeah, so, so big changes are gonna be happening here probably within the next couple months. And you'll definitely see them on YouTube at least. So yeah. So I'll pick this thing up and I'll see you guys later. Hi.